I feel like you could lift weights with it.
She's unfortunately going to cut that part out.
I'll leave it in just for you. Today, we are talking about the new book, The Photography of Modernist Cusine. So, obviously, Modernist Cuisine is a seminal book for a lot of people, Modernist Cuisine at home. Why put it in this form? Because people tend to think of modern cuisine as being so technical, and this is really a piece of art. It's a photography book.
That's why. So one of our ideas in Modernist Cuisine was to use photography as a way to broaden the appeal of the book.
Right.
And make it seem less intimidating. You know, if you tell chefs that you're going to do a book that's all about science and science of cooking, that might be off-putting. If you tell home cooks that you're going to have a book that is about the most advanced professional techniques, that may seem off-putting.
Right.
But if you have really cool photos, then people
cool
get
photos,
excited.
and it's great.
Well, and then they'll read the caption of the photos, and pretty soon you've
Right.
hooked them and you've drawn them in. So the other things, I've loved photos my whole life and love taking photos. So I kind of also wanted to do it for that reason.
And you, in the beginning of the book, said that, you know, when you started working on Modernist Cuisine, you looked at magazines, you looked at books, and you looked at sort of the way that food photography was done, and you in many ways rejected it. And this book kind of comes out of that. So how do you feel like this photography is so different, the food photography that we typically see?
Well, I think the first is we tried to show a different view of food than people normally get to see.
Right.
Sometimes that's by cutting pots and pans or even ovens in half,
right.
so that we can show you food cooking in the middle of them. That served a pedagogical role in the first book to help explain how things worked, but it's also kind of cool looking.
Right.
So there's an aesthetic goal that it can serve in this book. We zoom in super close to show ultra close-ups or even microscopic photos because people don't really look at lentils or popcorn.
Right.
But when you put it in here, oh my God, the cabbage, popcorn, lentils can be beautiful in a surprising way. We tried to avoid some of the cliches that normally food photography is about. We look at the food, like up close, personally, directly, trying to show you that view of the food that is unexpected and unusual.
And was this book in some ways an extension of the reaction to the book? Because obviously, of the original books, because people responded so much to the photography in those books, that was it a natural piece to sort of take out of those books and create a third?
That's exactly it. Is that people, we set out to try to make photography to broaden the appeal. It seems to have worked. Every review of the book comments positively on the photography. In this book, about a third of the photos were in the other books. The other 2/3 were not. If you're a photographer yourself, we did a very unusual thing for a picture book, which is we have a section at the back where we tell how we did it. Whenever we showed the pictures, people say, but how'd you do that?
Right.
How did that actually happen?
This is the third in the Modernist Cuisine series. Is it going to be on a continuum? Will there be more Modernist Cuisine books? Will it just be an evolution, or is this a trilogy that is now complete?
I think there's a lot more books that we could do, and so I'm hoping that there's more books in the future. Unfortunately, the amount of ideas that we have is large compared to the amount of time that we have, so we're going to have to do it in some order.
Well, we look forward to whatever the next step is, but at the moment, love this book. It is, of course, let's see if we can get it even up. Whew. The Photography of Modernist Cuisine. Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.